Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing a celebrity story time with you. If you are new to my channel, I used to work for LV for many years, and over the years I had the opportunity to help many clients, and some of them were celebrities. I often didn't know some of the celebrities, and especially a lot of the athletes, I didn't recognize them. And unless they came in with a huge entourage and, usually were really tall or whatever, I didn't really know a lot of them. No matter who we helped, we would give 100%. I think the area where I grew up, there were often celebrities, and we generally weren't really starstruck anyway. But when they would come in, we would just do our best to help them and then give them the privacy that they needed. I filmed another video recently where I kind of gave a dramatic celebrity story time. And even though it wasn't bad per se for that celebrity, it was a famous musician, it really didn't paint him in the most favorable light. But for this story time, I will be talking about the time I helped the nicest celebrity ever. And it doesn't take a lot to be nice. Just be patient and respectful. Really, that's just the basic tenets of any human interaction in modern day society. Yeah, she was just very nice, and I will always remember this interaction. If you checked out any of my other videos, I kind of talked about my history with LV and where I worked. I worked at various different boutiques. This celebrity story time happened when I worked at the smaller boutique, the second location where I worked. And because this particular boutique was very small, there were only a handful of client advisors working at any given time. So as per usual, I was posted up closer to the front door. And so when this celebrity came in, I greeted her, and I immediately thought, oh, she's so pretty. I just thought she was so beautiful, but I didn't recognize her. I was like, I thought to myself, okay, she looks a little familiar, but I just couldn't place her name off the top of my head. She came up to me and she had a shopping bag with her, and she asked if we repair bags. So I gave her the whole spiel that LV does offer repairs for certain items. It depends on the condition of the item and what needs to be repaired or replaced. And so she pulled out her bag, and I have a visual because I have the bag. And it was the LV Nice train case. And this is the original LV Nice train case, the full size. I have this in two other sizes, the Nice BB and the Nice Nano, which are the newest sizes. But this was the OG train case. But you could tell it was well loved, but well taken care of. And she wanted something either repaired or replaced. It could be the handle, or I don't remember what it was exactly. Now, with most standalone boutiques, there is a designated repair specialist. Because that boutique was so small, there was no designated repair specialist. I was often the unintended repair specialist though. Now at that time when you were taking in repairs, we had a reference book that we looked at, and it was the repair book. It was just a regular spiral bound book like this thick, and it had every single pretty much LV item listed, and within each item, all the different parts of that item that could be repaired or replaced. So I looked up the Nice train case, and whichever item that needed to be replaced, and I gave her the estimate, like a verbal estimate. And usually it was, not that much, maybe $200. I don't remember what it was that she needed to be repaired, but she said, okay, that's great. Then I give her the timeline, which usually it's about 6 to 8 weeks. We send it out to the repair facility in San Dimas, California, and they'll call back with the exact cost for the repair. Again, we just give an estimate, but it might change depending on what the repair facility determines, needs to be done to the bag. And then we give the client a call and give them the opportunity to accept or decline, and then they'll send it back, either repaired or not repaired. So she said, okay, that's great. And so I just went ahead and I continued taking her information. Now, the repair intake form is a, regular size piece of paper in triplicate. So the first copy goes to the repair facility. The second copy is the store copy, and then the last copy is for the client. Now, while I am filling out the repair intake form, I give the client a separate customer kind of information card. So she finished her customer information card, passed it to me, and when I saw her name, I immediately said, oh, okay, I know who you are. Because her stage name that she goes by, and in her famous songs, which were very famous at that time and years prior, her stage name that she goes by is her real first name. And then her last name, I never knew until she gave me that card. But when I saw her first time, I said, oh my gosh, I love her music. I loved her music. They were like the summer anthems around that time. And so I didn't say anything because when we were trained at LV, we were taught, don't gush over celebrities. Just don't make them feel uncomfortable, especially because if there are other clients, you want them to be comfortable and you don't want to kind of put them on the spot. You really need to use your discretion. And at the time, because I was very young, I just thought, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything to any celebrities that come in because I don't want to get in trouble. So I didn't say anything to her, but looking back, I wish I did tell her, oh my gosh, I love your music. Even now I hear her songs and I'm just transported to that time. It was just such a fun and carefree time. I knew her music all throughout my high school and in college. She was very famous. As I was recalling this story, I looked her up and she's still around, but maybe, not as popular. It might not seem like a big deal, but client advisors are wary of dealing with repairs because often clients would be really upset about the cost of the repair or the fact that an item needs to be repaired at all. And so they would sometimes lash out at the client advisor. I've had occasions where I would quote a verbal repair estimate and the client would just be so upset and mad that, it has to be repaired. They would want a bag for free or repaired for free or exchanged or credited, even if it were really old and was obviously due to their own wear and tear or misuse often. I've had instances where our client has come in to pick up a repaired bag and they were so mad at the cost of the bag, even though they were advised of the repair estimate and the repair cost. When I would go to take payment, they literally would throw their credit card at me. So it really doesn't take a lot to be a nice client in those cases, but just being courteous and respectful and kind and patient, goes a long way. If you interact with clients, if you have celebrity clients, let me know if you had any kind of interaction where they were just so nice and it just made your day. That's it. Just be patient and kind. It really doesn't take a lot to be known as the nice one. And you may realize during the story time, I did not disclose her name. And for privacy reasons, I won't be disclosing her name, but hopefully in the context clues, maybe you'll be able to figure it out. But she was definitely a nice lady marmalade, and she was not a ghetto superstar. So that is just a quick LV celebrity client story time of the nicest client we had. And we've had a handful. Some of them are not as nice, and that is for a different time. But if you like these stories, then go ahead and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye.